I want them to look deeper into. I want a full autopsy done. This is why I really came down.
Okay.
They did a preliminary.
Right.
I want a full one done because this, from my understanding, they said internal bleeding. I feel as if my child was internally bleeding for a while.
Friends, this is Asia Rosier, who today is a TikToker. But back in 2013, her daughter Jewel Howard passed away. She was found to have a lacerated liver, broken ribs, and other internal injuries. In this video today, I have Asia's police interview regarding the death of her daughter. After, I have the interview of the father, Jumar. Let's see how they explain the child's injuries. All images are directly from the crime scene.
You were trying to tell me that you thought it was something other than asthma and it was some other kind of medical condition.
Right.
Okay. That's absolutely not the case. Okay. It had nothing to do with anything natural. Okay.
How is that possible?
Listen,
She had been sick for so long.
I know she's been sick, but she had some very horrible injuries to her. And listen, it was nothing natural. You're Jewel's mom. You need to stick up for her, okay? Jewel was hurt. She had there were several bruises and abrasions on her, okay?
What is abrasions?
Well, like little cuts to the skin and stuff like that. She had bruises on her head. She had some bruising on her head. She had some bruising on her butt, some bruises on her back. And there was one bruise there was noted too. Okay? The one on the side of her head right there.
Her sister did it.
What's that?
Her sister did it. My baby
Well,
scratched her.
that's not a scratch according to the doctor, okay?
Well, what is that?
He's saying it is a bruise as a result of being hit with something, okay? He's saying that's definitely not a scratch.
What do you mean? What?
I'm just telling you, that's what the doctor's saying. It's not a scratch.
My baby, my
Okay.
baby, my baby. No! Ah.
Asia, listen to me for a minute. There was a this injury to her abdomen. She had an injury here. Do you remember the other day when you told me you felt like she was passing in the night and was bleeding internally?
I didn't tell you she was bleeding internally. Y'all told me she was bleeding internally.
Yeah, but you told me you thought she was passing during the night.
Because
okay?
when we was at the hospital, the only reason I said that is because the hospital, the doctor that worked on her at the hospital said her lungs had shut down first. I'm telling you, this is what he told me.
Okay.
And her dad.
And
he said that
right.
her lungs had shut down first, and then the brain wasn't getting something from the heart, so the heart stopped. Something like that. That's how he said it at first when she passed.
Right. And what we talked about when you came in was true. That's what the doctor said. She was bleeding internally.
How?
Okay.
I don't understand this. Like, I don't understand
Okay,
this. Like,
let me try to explain to you, okay?
What happened? I need to know what happened.
Okay, I'm going to try to explain that to you, okay? The injury that happened here in the abdomen, it basically ruptured her liver.
What?
It ruptured her liver.
And like, I don't even know what to say. I don't understand.
So when that happened, it damaged other internal organs and she started bleeding. She was bleeding internally.
So you basically saying somebody hit her?
Yes.
How long was she bleeding?
Several hours.
It doesn't make sense because when I picked her up from her grandma's house,
I agree with you. I don't think anything happened at Grandma's house.
nothing happened home either.
Because listen to me for a minute. There's no way with the injury she had that she would have been able to been up and walking around. He said it wasn't possible.
How?
I'm just telling you what the doctor's telling me. Okay, that's what you want to know the injuries. That's what I'm explaining to you.
What I'm saying, I don't understand because when I picked her up, like I told you, I picked her up. She took a bath. She went through the throwing up and boo-booing, and she got off the toilet and was dizzy. Okay. And when she was dizzy, she didn't fall down. I didn't let her fall down.
Okay.
But nothing happened.
But what the doctor's saying is, there's no way that she would have been acting normally, being able to walk around and
that's
play.
What I would have thought if
with the injuries she had. It wouldn't be possible. Okay?
So how can they say this didn't happen? Like when he has to give a time. He has to say.
What do you mean he has to give a time?
Something.
Listen to what I'm saying. Okay, listen to what I'm saying. There's no way she could have went to school. There's no way she could have been at grandma's house and been okay. Okay? She couldn't have walked around and been acting normally with the injuries she had. Okay? I'll show you this. This is a liver, okay? You see the color and the shape of it and everything, okay? That's Jewel's liver. You see what I'm talking about? How it was damaged? Asia, do you see the difference in the color? You see the difference in the color is what I'm talking about? Okay. Do you know why that's that way? Because all the blood had drained out. She was bleeding.
My baby, my baby, my baby.
This is what the impact on her abdomen caused of her liver.
I don't understand. Like, what I'm telling you is I don't know what happened. I didn't touch my baby. I don't even hit my baby.
Okay.
I don't touch my baby.
Someone did.
And that's what I want to know. And how, when we got home.
I know when you got home. It had to happen at your house, is what I'm telling you.
How?
I'm telling you.
How?
It happened at your house because it didn't happen at Tiffany's. It didn't happen at school.
How can they say that? How can they say it didn't happen in her grandma's house? I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
But did you hear what I said? She couldn't have been up walking around and acting normally with the type of injuries that I've showed you she had. It wouldn't be possible. She would have been in severe pain.
Exactly. From that, hell yes. Yeah.
Okay, that's
what I'm saying is how, when, what, like, I don't understand. They saying hours, I don't understand. Like, he have to tell me more than what he's telling me. This not enough. This not enough. This not enough information. Like, I don't understand, like, when this happened, what happened, where the fuck was I?
Hey, you need to tell me what happened, because
nothing. And what I'm telling you is I don't understand because nothing happened when my baby got home. I told you what happened. She took a bath.
I know.
When she took a bath, she said her stomach was hurting and she said she had the boo-boo.
Okay, I know. Something happened that night. Okay.
How you gonna sit here and tell me something happened? Nothing happened. I didn't touch my child.
Okay, who did?
Nobody. You think I let somebody touch my child? Are you serious?
Jumar was at the house all night.
Yeah, he was at the house, but he didn't touch. I wouldn't let him touch my child. Why would he do? Jumar not even that type of person. Why would he do this?
That's one. Why? I don't know why.
He would never. And then you say that she was hit with something. When? How? What the fuck?
Well,
hit with what?
That's a little bit older than us, obviously. That particular injury there is. But I mean, it was documented that was an injury, and it, the
my baby had this on her before she passed.
Mm-hmm. You're right.
And she told me her sister scratched her. That's what Jewel told me.
Okay. Well, the doctor doesn't necessarily believe that, so I'm just
telling you what she told me.
That's nothing compared to
right. Here. That's what I'm on that.
Okay. And then the broken ribs.
How?
Okay.
What did the EMTs do on her? What did these doctors do on her? What did all these other people do on her that y'all excluding out?
We're not excluding
Because what did the
anything.
EMT do on her that morning when they were at my house? Did they do CPR?
Yeah. They did do CPR. They did all they could do.
Okay,
And they did CPR at the hospital.
So is that what broke her ribs?
No. The doctor can say specifically that is not what broke her ribs.
I don't understand this. Somebody's not telling me something. All I know is what I done told y'all. Why would I sit here and lie about anything? This is my child.
I understand that.
This is my child who I cherish dearly. So why would
You're
I
her mother.
sit
It's
exactly?
your job to protect her.
And I
nurture
did the
her.
best I could. I
Okay.
never let nobody
But
put their hands on her. Never. I never.
Asia, something happened that night you're not telling me.
How am I
Something
not?
happened that night.
How am I not telling you something?
Because something happened.
Nothing.
Oh, okay, listen to me for a minute. Everything you did the next morning makes no sense. Okay?
What do you mean?
You called up Children First and said she was going to be an hour late.
I never told them she was going to be an hour late. That's a lie. They have nothing, records of me calling saying nothing about she going to be an hour late. When I sat down on the phone with them that morning and made that phone call, the lady told me to bring my baby in right away. That was 10:12 when I left the Department of Children and Families.
No.
And went home. Well, what did you talk about?
You're confusing.
Yeah, because you're confusing me.
The day school, the daycare where she went to school.
She was going to be an
First.
hour late because I had to go to my meeting. I thought
Okay.
Jill was going to be okay when she got up out her sleep. That's why I called Children's First. I called Children's First. My meeting was at 8. Jill has to be to school at 8. I called both of my kids' school and told them they was going to be an hour late because my meeting was supposed to be an hour from 8 to 9. Okay. So if both of them have to be to school at 8, that's why I did that. Which I didn't even tell you that, which I forgot to tell you that so much had been going on. I forgot to tell that didn't concern me at the time.
And remember you told me the other day that you got Jewel up that morning and gave her treatment.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Was she responsive then?
I physically myself didn't get her machine.
That morning you didn't?
No. Jumar had her machine. If I'm not mistaken, Jewel didn't have her machine.
So Jewel didn't have them, you didn't get her up that morning at all?
Yes, I got her up to put her in my bed. But she was still sleeping.
So she was still, okay,
right.
She was still sleeping.
Remember what I told you? She slept in her room on her little pallet because she peed in her bed.
Okay.
So she got moved in my bed so she could be in the room with Jumar, Jemiah, and they was all three in there when I left to go to my meeting.
Okay.
And I went to my meeting. My meeting was like 40 minutes. It wasn't a whole hour. So I went to my meeting and I had a coworker in the car with me who works at Goodwill. And she was in the car with me. And when we got back to my house, I got Jemiah in the car because I had to take her to school. I was getting ready to take both of them to school. But Jewel was not well enough to go to school. Is what I'm saying.
Okay, well, how'd you know she wasn't well enough to go to school? She was asleep when
I got back, like I told her, she was lethargic. She was weak. She was weak. There's no way I was going to let her go to school like that.
Okay.
Like, she was like weak.
Okay, I know, and that's what you told me. Right.
And this is what I'm telling you. When I got back home, Jumar got Jemiah dressed. And then when he got her dressed, we was trying to figure out, get Jewel dressed. And, he had to hold her head while we get her dressed because she was just so weak. And she didn't go to school. This is why she didn't go to school, because she was too weak. Mm-hmm. So she stayed home. She laid back down. No, she didn't lay exactly back down. Jumar picked up. He was walking around outside to give her some fresh air because that night prior we had to do the same thing to give her fresh air. Because I'm thinking this is a regular asthma attack or a regular sickness from what she had been sick from all along prior. I'm not thinking nothing's wrong with her. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know. How could I have known any of this was wrong with my child?
But that night before, you did call Tiffany
and ask her what happened over there.
Right.
Correct. You damn right I did. Because I felt as if something wasn't right. Like, I feel like her grandma not telling me something. And I'm not just trying to point. I'm not pointing no fingers. I told her grandma myself, you know what I'm saying? I feel like you're not telling me something. So, whatever, Then, like I say, that morning, she wasn't right. She wasn't feeling right. Like something wasn't right with her. But see, Jewel know when something wrong, and I say, you want to go to the hospital, or you want to go to the doctor? She gonna tell me yes or no. But if I feel as if she need to go, I'm gonna take her. So like I said, that morning she was weak, lethargic, so I didn't take her to school. I ended up taking Jumar to school, but Jewel stayed there. She was still asleep. That's what Jumar told me. She was still asleep.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I didn't have what I'm telling you is, I didn't have no doubt to believe she wasn't asleep because when I was there, she was so tired. Right. So, so I went and took Jemima to school, dropped the girl off who was with me home, went to DCF. The whole time I'm at DCF, the people could tell you I was on the phone with the doctor trying to get Jewel a doctor's appointment. Okay. They said, the lady said, let me get a nurse. She put a nurse on the phone, or whomever was on the phone with me, a nurse. And I'm telling her the symptoms that my baby having. She said, this is too much going on. Bring her right in. Mm-hmm. I left Department of Children's, went straight home. Soon as I got home, Jewel was still laying down asleep. She was still laying down. She was laying down on my bed. Right. So now, this is why I keep telling you he had to hold her head while I put her clothes on because she was so weak that, like, if she did like that, her neck could have broke or something. Okay. But didn't that concern you that, had you ever seen that condition before? Had you ever been that way before? Yeah, but not that bad. And that's why I said fuck the doctors. I was finna put her in the backseat of my car and take her straight to the hospital. But the dude that was walking by outside my house, walking past, well, he know my baby daddy, so he usually come to my house. Okay. So he was walking up and he say, he knows my baby too. So he say, something wrong with you. I'm finna call, the 911. And he called them. And as he calling them, I think Jumar called them too. And he was on the phone with them and they was telling him what to do to Jewel, but he was like, he couldn't do it. I guess they was trying to basically tell him to do CPR, but he said he couldn't do it. Mm-hmm. So at this time I'm spazzing out anyways because I'm like about to pass out because my baby had stopped breathing. Remember I told her she threw up and then her heart just seemed like it stopped because she had no pulse. This is why I say stop breathing because she didn't have no pulse from when Dornisha came down. Cause James left when he called the EMT and we were still sitting in the house in my front room. Remember I told y'all I laid on both couches. Mm-hmm. He walked up. He said he came in and sat down for a second. Said he was going to call the EMT, call 911, whomever. He went outside. He couldn't take it. He couldn't sit there and watch all this was going on. He couldn't deal with it. I don't know. He just walked off. When he walked off, I didn't know he was trying to go get us help. He tried to go get us help. He went to Jumar grandma's house, which is like 5 or 6 apartments down, and got somebody. And who came down was Dornisha Monkey. All right. And she ran down there. She said, "What?" Like she asking him what's going on. So she said she checked her pulse. This is who told me she didn't, she had no pulse because she checked her pulse. I couldn't do it. And this is when the people pulled up. The EMTs pulled up. The EMTs pulled up. But there is no fucking way I could have known all that was wrong with my baby. I swear to you, is no way. How? How could I have known this? What I'm telling you is my eyes ain't seen nobody touch my child. So I'm not finna sit here and lie to you and say somebody touched my child. Because I would be wrong. Okay. What I'm saying is I don't know what happened. I need y'all to figure out what happened. Well, I'm telling you somebody did this to your child. I hear you, but I can't tell you who because I don't know. Well, there's only 2 people in the house that night. Yeah, me and Jumar. Okay. And I didn't touch my child. He didn't either. I didn't see him do nothing to my child. If you didn't touch your child, then you need to stand up for Jewel, okay? But I'm saying she didn't deserve this. Okay, but you telling me to basically lie and say he did. I'm not telling you to lie about anything, okay? I'm telling you something happened and I think you know what happened. I do not. You think I would be sitting here lying? You think I wouldn't sit here if anything happened to my child, y'all would be the first people I'm going to tell because I want this shit to be somebody to be something. It ain't no love in the Mount of America that somebody finna just go over love for their child. Not me. You got the wrong individual. Cause I cherish my kids. I didn't see nothing happen to my baby at my home. Nothing. Something was wrong with Jewel when I picked her up. Something was already wrong. Okay, no. You're how? Asia, you're not listening to me. The doctor said that wouldn't be possible. She wouldn't be able to walk around. She was only walking around and playing. I got several people saying she was playing, she was walking around, she was getting her hair done. He said that wouldn't have been possible. With the injuries she had, it wouldn't have been possible for her to do that. She'd have been bent over in pain. Exactly. She'd have been bent over. From a broke rib and all that, you damn right. But she wasn't doing this. This she wasn't doing. She didn't complain about anything, nothing. Jewel ain't tell me nothing. Like I told you, she got home and that's when she got sick. From my knowledge, she got sick because she was throwing up.
Something happened in your house over that night, Asia. Something happened.
You sitting here telling me something happened, but how you finna tell me something happened?
Well,
I didn't do nothing to my child.
okay,
I won't let nobody
okay.
do nothing to my child. Is what I'm saying. Telling you.
You told me when you were here a couple of weeks ago. You said I knew something was wrong with Jewel that night. That's what you told me.
Yeah, from how she was acting, something was wrong.
Okay.
From how my daughter was acting, something was wrong. But I never known.
Okay.
What I'm telling you is, if you internally bleeding and something wrong with you on the inside, how I'm gonna know this? I'm not no fucking doctor. How I'm gonna know this?
You know what I found out though?
What?
Every time she's been sick before, you took her to the doctor and you took her to the ER.
Right.
So why didn't you this time?
Because they already had told me procedure call her doctor first.
Who told you that?
The doctors. I called her doctor first. I called her doctor.
But if you thought there was something seriously wrong, you should have taken her.
I didn't think it was. That's what I'm telling you. There's no amount of money or nothing that would have told me that something was physically wrong like this. Hell no. No. Like, I'm thinking this is her sickness, like from her being sick. I swear to you, I don't know what the fuck happened. What all did he say? Like, when do I get the report? Like, what? When do I get these reports?
What report you want? I'm telling you.
From the medical examiner.
Yeah, you'll get one eventually. I don't know when he gets done with all. You mean like a written report and everything? He'll give you one eventually. But I'm telling you, what he said is this: is when this happened to her abdomen, it was like getting hit by a car.
We got in a car accident.
That
do
night?
You think?
Not
no,
that night.
Not that night.
No. This happened that night. Okay.
How?
And that's what I'm saying. That's what he's saying. The damage in here.
So where's her abdomen?
In here, in her abdomen. Yeah, right there.
Here?
Right.
I swear to God, I don't have nothing in my body. I don't touch my child. I don't touch my child, and everybody else, they know I don't touch my child. I don't even play that. So what I'm telling you is, I don't know what happened. Like, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, I'm trying to figure out what happened.
Something happened that night. You see what I'm saying? I mean, something had to happen that night.
How long was she bleeding? How long was she internally bleeding? Did he tell you that?
What he can say is that the amount of blood that was in here that she'd bled out from was half the total amount of blood in her body. You understand what that means?
No,
it basically means that she was bleeding all night.
How?
She was bleeding out.
How?
Internally. Okay. Well, because the damage, the blow I showed you there, the blow that he's saying is like a car accident type blow to her abdomen. That's what damaged her liver and caused the bleeding inside. Okay. And once that started, all the blood's right here. It's all bleeding inside her right there. Do you know how painful that would have been? She had to be crying or something.
She didn't cry. I'm telling you, why? I don't want you to think I would lie about anything. My baby did not cry. My baby didn't tell me nothing was wrong. All my baby said is, "Mommy, I'm sleepy. Mommy, I'm sleepy." She was even mad at me because I wouldn't let her go to sleep.
Because you wouldn't let her go to sleep that night?
No. Jewel was mad. I wouldn't let her go to sleep. She like, "Mommy, I'm sleepy." All she wanted to do was sleep. That's it.
Just something happened. You didn't tell me.
It's not that I'm not telling you. If something happened, I don't know. We went to sleep.
What did Jumar do that night?
He went to sleep. We all was asleep.
What happened? James was over there that night too. He told me he was.
No, the hell he wasn't. If he was there, I was asleep.
He told me he was over there that night for a while.
If James was there, I didn't know it. James said he seen me.
Okay, so if you were asleep, something could have happened when you were asleep. Is that what you're saying?
No, but what I'm
saying is it possible? You're saying you were asleep, and if you didn't see him there, so
I didn't see James at my house.
Okay.
I didn't see James at my house the night before. No, okay. I didn't. So that I didn't know about. And James didn't tell me that either, that he was at my house. I didn't know that. When my baby went to sleep, I went to sleep.
Okay.
And Jemiah was asleep. And from what I know, Jumar laid down in my bed. Me and Jemima was in my bed. Jules was in her room and Jemiah in her bassinet. All of them right here.
And what time was that? Do you remember?
If I'd be lying if I tell you the time, I don't know. But it wasn't too much after her going to sleep. I do remember, like I said, I got up at like 6 that morning to use the bathroom. Then I checked on Jewel. And I usually when I check on her every night. I call her name or something and she'll say, yeah. But she rolled over and looked at me. And I'm thinking she okay. But like I said, what I told y'all is the truth. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to sit here and lie about anything.
If you're asleep and you didn't see James there, then
right.
Something could have happened when you were asleep. That's what you tell me. It's possible.
I guess so. Cause shit, I don't know. I was asleep. So by you telling me James was there, this is you telling me he was there. Nobody had ever told me he was there.
Okay.
I ain't even know that. And I'm a hard sleeper. Not even that damn hard. Like, how did I not know he was in my house?
Let me ask you another question. About 6 o'clock on that Thursday morning, okay? You probably get up, getting ready to go to your meeting or whatever.
6 o'clock.
You didn't get up at 6, you don't think?
I jumped up like 7:45, 7:50, if not exactly 8 o'clock, because I'm not a morning person. But,
okay.
I had to get up every morning around that time anyway to take my babies to school.
So you weren't up at 6 then, you're saying? You're pretty sure?
No, remember when I said I got
No, I'm just asking. You're pretty certain you weren't awake at 6 o'clock?
No, remember I said I got up around 5, 6 to use the bathroom and I checked on her.
Okay.
And she was still sleeping in her bed. I mean, on the little pallet.
Okay, but I mean, you're not saying you don't know specifically what time. I'm getting to a point of something else.
No, I don't know specifically what time. I don't.
Jumar made a phone call that morning to the sheriff's office.
Right, he had a warrant. He had to turn himself in.
Why would he be calling at 6 o'clock on that Thursday morning?
He was calling. I do know. I didn't know. Did we both? I don't know what time, but when I got up, we both got up because both our phones was on alarm because he had to turn himself in. He had a warrant. And I was supposed to take him to turn himself in, but I guess you can't turn yourself in no later than 6 to make it the first appearance or something like that. That's what he called down there to find out. And I'm pretty sure I don't know if they record all their phone calls, right? Yeah.
So why would he be, I'm just saying, why was he calling that particular morning?
He was trying to turn himself in prior, really. But all this was going on, so I guess he didn't.
Mm-hmm. It just seems kind of unusual to me to make the phone call that particular morning. Mm-hmm. Would you agree?
You would think I'd be lying if I say no, only because he was trying to turn himself in that day before.
Okay. So you're saying he was trying to get the warrant taken care of?
Yeah, he definitely was, because they had already took Jemiah, and that's his daughter. So he was basically trying to get his warrant taken care of so he could come to court with me for Jemiah.
Oh, you're talking about after
right. Remember
right.
Jewel passed Thursday, they took Jemiah Friday. We had court Saturday. He was trying to turn himself in that whole weekend because he wanted to get it over to go to court. Right.
Okay, I understand that part. I'm just still saying, look at it from my eyes and look at the fact that he made that phone call on that Thursday morning. Would you agree it appears to be suspicious?
I don't even know what the fucking thing.
I mean, would it seem that would kind of concern you? I mean, does it seem like that's kind of strange? Because see, I'm looking at this. All this is going on with Jewel, and he's making a phone call at 6 that morning. Okay, that's to me that's strange. Why that morning? Why is he calling that morning? I mean, I understand what you're saying about the warrant.
Right.
You told me the other day you were at when you're at DCF. You remember your DCF? You're on the phone. You make the doctor's appointment, right? And then you said you called Jumar. You remember what you told me that Jumar told you? What?
I said, "Is Jewel all right?" I said, "Is Jewel still asleep? She all right?" He said, "Yeah, hurry up and get here." But he that type of person.
But well,
like demanding.
But you told me that basically he said, hurry up and get there because you both knew there was something wrong with Jewel.
We didn't see you taking something wrong with her as in this. We didn't know this. I didn't know this. We didn't know this.
You couldn't have known
I couldn't, exactly. What I knew was wrong with her was lethargicness. She was weak. She was tired. That's what I knew. What was wrong? Something was wrong. Right. That. But there's no way I could have known this. No way. Ain't no way. Ain't no way.
The other thing that bothers me is what you told me the other day about when you said that she told you that her ribs hurt. You remember talking about that the other day?
That morning when she woke up, she said, this hurt.
Right.
She was pointing like stomach-wise, not like, she was just pointing. She didn't shoot here. And it wasn't even her. It was, this is originally what happened. That morning, Jumar picked up. Remember I told you he was walking around outside. When he first picked her up, he said, he asked her, does this hurt? Something. He pointed at something, but I'm right here by him, watching all this. And he was like, does this hurt? I don't know exactly what he pointed at. She said, yeah. But I don't know exactly. I shouldn't even have said lungs the other day because I didn't know that. And this ain't happened with me. This happened when she was in Jamal's arms.
Okay. Lungs are really not, that would be asthma. Honestly, there's nothing related to asthma that had anything to do with Jewel's death. Okay.
So explain to me one more time, please. Somebody hit her head.
Asian. She was beaten to death, okay? That's what happened to your baby. She was beaten to death. These injuries, that's the only way that could have occurred. She's beaten, kicked, whatever. She's beaten to death. But
this didn't happen in my home. None of this had happened. None of this.
Asia, it did. It had to. Do you see what I'm saying? Why I'm saying that? Do you see why I'm saying that? Because the doctor's saying she would not have been able to walk around like she was walking at her grandma's house. It wouldn't have been,
but what I'm saying is,
possible.
Boom, she got in the car with me. How can they say that? Yeah, when she got in the car with me, something was already wrong with her.
It's not possible. She wouldn't have been able to walk to the car. She wouldn't have been able to walk to the car with these kind of injuries. She would have been complaining. She would have been in excruciating pain. She would have been complaining about it.
Why wasn't my daughter complaining? Why didn't she say nothing? She didn't tell me nothing.
I don't think it happened yet. That's
so
why I said.
When do you think?
It happened at your house.
What I'm telling you is no one did. With my two eyes, from that night she passed to that morning, nobody did nothing to my child.
Well, you're saying you were asleep. You didn't know that James was over there.
Right. I didn't know that.
So that's what I'm saying. Something happened when you're asleep that you don't know about. Well, I know she had that real severe throat infection or whatever back in the fall.
After that, I don't have to. If y'all got her medical records, y'all will see how many times I took her to the doctor in the hospital and she was sick. So,
I know. And
so I don't, you making it seem like I'm lying about her being sick. I don't have to lie about her being sick.
No, I'm not saying I'm saying that to me, you portray her as being like sickly all the time, and that's not. She was. Nobody else is saying that, though. They say at daycare, she's fine. She don't really have any asthma issues. They called you a couple of times, I guess, but other than that,
it's plenty of times she had been out of school from being sick, 2 or 3 weeks at a time.
Okay. I do. So, that is true. Yes.
So that's what I'm saying about her being sick. It wasn't all the time. Don't confuse me with saying that. But it got worse after she had that throat situation. It got worse like this year. Like she was like losing weight, like just all type of stuff. But she would miss weeks of school from being sick.
Right.
What's the symptoms of this stuff? Like what? Like you know what I'm saying? Like you understand what I'm saying?
He's saying it would have been painful the fact that she would not have been acting normal.
This is what he's saying. Boom! I hit you, you gonna die, right? That's what he's saying.
No. This was not an injury.
That's what you got me feeling like. That's what you're saying. Like you hit me so hard, and then like I internally
over a period of time.
Oh.
It was not immediate.
So where was internal bleeding at? Her kidneys.
Her liver.
Her liver.
I showed you the picture where her liver had all the damage. That's what was bleeding. I mean, you can see, I know this is graphic, but it's inside.
Very, I don't understand it.
This is all damage to her liver, okay? And you have to understand that's from an impact injury into her abdomen. Something hitting her liver that caused this damage and initiated the bleeding.
I'm just saying, who would hit a 3-year-old that hard? Who the fuck would do something like that? That is excruciating. I don't understand it.
I realize that, and that's why it's.
I really don't.
I agree with you. It's very upsetting.
It's very upsetting because I don't.
She's a beautiful 3-year-old
I don't
child.
put my hands on my child. So for this to ever happen to my baby, I don't understand it.
Well, that's why I say something else is happening. Something else went on that night.
That I don't know about.
Okay.
Because if they're trying to say something happened that night, I don't know about it. Because all I seen on my 2 eyes is my baby being sick and she went to sleep.
Okay.
And that's it. Now anything else, I don't know. Like, it's no way, like, I don't.
What could Jewel have done that would have caused somebody to do this to her?
Nothing. My baby wasn't even no bad child.
Okay. Could have been something she did by accident or something?
I don't know. Shit, I don't know. She didn't do it.
Could you have done something to make Jumar mad? Is that possible?
No. And this is, you saying something happened that night and then you saying Jumar, but it's like he would never put his hands on my child. Like, I've never seen him put his hands on my child. Never.
I know what you're saying about that. But she had the busted lip back in March. And I know you've tried to explain that away, but I believe Jumar did that, okay? I know what you explained to me about the floss and her cutting her lip. I don't buy off on that, okay? That cut on her lip was somebody, popping her in the mouth, okay? That's what that was. That wasn't flossing or anything. I know that's hard for you to believe. I know you don't want to think that of him. It wasn't natural. It wasn't any kind of, it wasn't death from anything medically related. And do you understand what I'm saying about that? There was no.
How long was her liver like that?
Hours. Hours prior to death.
What's hours prior to death?
That's just what I'm telling you, within hours. And that's why he's saying that there's no way that she could have been up and walking around and not complaining, that she's in severe pain.
Remember I told you when she used the bathroom, she stood up, she was like dizzy.
Okay.
She couldn't walk. I told you that.
Yeah, you
and I laid in her bed, because she said she was sleepy.
And then there, the other injury that was significant was the rib injury, or ribs were broken.
I don't understand that. That's what I don't understand. They didn't break her ribs when they did CPR? How is that excluded out?
Because of the location of where they were broken.
Where were they broken?
I don't want to give you that at this point. I'm going to let the examiner talk about that. But
why is that?
It wasn't in here where, CPR be normally done around the heart, right?
I don't know. I never did CPR.
That's where the ribs would be broken. That's not where they were broken.
Where were they broken?
They were broken where there was another injury where she was hit. I'm saying somebody hit her and broke her ribs. Hit her, kicked her. Do you think Jumar did this?
No, to be honest.
Why do you think that?
Because I've never seen him hit my child. Never. So for me to tell you, would be lying. You understand what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
Like, how can I accuse someone of doing something when I never seen him touch my child?
So what you're telling me is you don't think he's capable of doing this. That's what you're telling me.
Hell no. Not to no child. Not to anyone. Like, a child, he love kids. Like, but I need to get down here for questioning.
But that's you understand, he did hit you back in December.
I didn't see him hit me. But they say that I was
Asia,
unconscious.
come on. Diane was inside. Do you not believe Diane?
I didn't say that. Of course I believe it.
Okay. So you understand that he's capable of doing something like that. I mean, you have to understand he'd be capable because he did it to you. Correct? Do you not want to believe that he did it to you or what? I mean, what is...
No, it's not even that. It's just my baby.
Don't talk to Jumar too much about this till we find out more, okay? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Definitely. But what I'm telling you is I don't want you to bring her dad in here because he might do something. He don't need to do it.
What now?
I'm telling you, I don't.
Well, I'm obligated really to talk to him to tell him how she died.
But that's not going to be good. I'm just telling you what I know. I mean, you're welcome to talk to me.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, I feel like, I mean, it's his child too.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? So.
You're right. You're right. It's just, you're right.
But, I mean, I see where you're coming from.
You understand what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're saying. And I need to explain to him that I don't know who did this, but I need him as well as you to help me find out who did it.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But you're right. I don't need him to go doing something that he don't need to do. Exactly.
Right.
Has he been known to do that in the past, or?
No, but that's my baby.
I know.
I swear. I can't believe this. I would have never imagined it. I didn't want to. If this what I was waiting on, I didn't want to hear it. I ain't even going to lie to you because I can't. This too much. To know that's what happened to my baby.
I know.
She was the sweetest little girl. I mean, it was not bad at all. That's what I'm saying. For somebody
and
to
everybody
do
that I've talked to said the same thing.
right,
she was a wonderful child.
For somebody to do this to my child. God don't have no mercy.
The ladies at the daycare loved her.
They
thought she was great.
Right. They did.
So anything you hear, you need to let me know. And
I will, but it's just like, I don't understand. Like, I don't understand.
What is it you don't understand? How that could happen?
Yeah. I promise you, I don't. Hell no. Like, I don't understand. Like, and I know, I mean, it ain't that I want you to think, want you to feel as if Jumar did this, because y'all gonna feel how y'all want to feel, you know what I'm saying? But in my shoes, he never put his hands on my child, so to stomp and hit her, you know what I'm saying? That's appalling. Like, that's appalling to me. Because he loves kids, like, so it don't even sit right with me. Like, you understand what I'm saying?
I know.
It don't sit too tight with me.
Are you afraid of Jumar?
No.
If you saw him do this, would you tell me?
Hell, yes. I didn't see him do. You think?
I'm asking. Sometimes.
I know you got.
But sometimes things happen.
If I saw him do that, you would have been know it. Just know that.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? So if I ain't seen nothing with my two eyes, it's nothing I can tell you. But he never put his hands on my child before to the day she died. All from what I know. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Something else I wanted to ask about that I forgot. There was some time, and this has been a few weeks ago, that Tiffany saw some bruises on Jewel. And did you tell Tiffany? You told Tiffany you caused them. It's like on her side and whatever, blood or whatever, from spanking her.
No, from my knowledge, the day my baby passed, she didn't have no bruises.
No, this is previous. This is.
Oh no. Mm-mm.
You know,
I don't pop when I pop my baby, I pop on her hand. And I never hit my baby with anything because I know force or too much or something. You know what I'm saying? From as old as I am, I know what gonna call a bruise or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
No. Why?
Well, why would she say that? Why would you say that you told her that?
I told her what?
That you did it. You're the one that you caused the bruise.
No, I didn't tell Tiffany that. And I don't know what Tiffany talking about. Tiffany just won't, I don't know what, she been called, I don't know. She never liked me, never did, and I care less because it's not about her, it's about my baby.
I think you're protecting Jumar, so I think, hey, I know it's...
Why would I protect him from what? What am I protecting him from?
I think he did this to Jewel, whether it was
I
something
don't know.
whether it was by something that happened and it caused this to happen out of anger or something, I don't know. But
hell no. Why would I protect him over my child? Hell no.
I don't know.
Shit.
That's why I asked you. That's why I asked you if he was afraid of him.
No, I'm not afraid of him. And if something happened, like you asked me, when you just asked me, if I seen him do this to my child, would I tell you? Yes. My child is gone and never coming back.
I know.
I'm not protecting him.
And
it ain't about him. It's about Jewel.
And you're Jewel's mother. You have to speak. You have to speak for her at this point.
And I'm speaking. What I'm telling you is all I know.
Okay. You mentioned something earlier that was important to me. I'm not going to tell you what it was at this point, but it's very important. But let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
Would you be willing to come back sometime at a later point in time maybe and take a polygraph exam to show you had nothing to do with the injuries to Jewel?
Yes.
And you think you do okay on that? You're telling me right now you had nothing to do with these injuries at all. You don't know it. You didn't see it. You don't know what happened.
So what caused her death? Nothing.
Okay.
Yeah, we could do it whenever. I ain't gonna run from it for what? You know what I'm saying?
Well, I know, but that's what I'm asking. I mean, if it comes down to that, so
I'm gonna take it. I ain't got nothing to do my back. Y'all will see.
Okay.
Trust me.
All right. Anything else you want to ask? Okay.
Oh yeah. When am I gonna get some reports? Like when am I gonna get her autopsy for me?
Whenever the
investigation over it.
Whenever the medical examiner completes his report.
Oh,
They usually take a few weeks. So as soon as he finishes the report, he give it. And it's like I said, they're still waiting on the drug screen and everything, so that's going to be a little while too. That's a 90-day thing there. So that's why I know it takes 90 days because they have to send it off and get all that testing back. So I'm not sure if he'll wait for that or if he'll get you the report before that time.
Okay.
But
like I said, yeah, I do whatever it is y'all need. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what happened, and that's what I'm trying to figure out. I wish I was a fucking detective because I don't know what happened, and I need to know.
Okay.
I can't. I mean, I've been sleeping, but it's like when I say I can't rest, like I won't be okay till I know.
And now the interview of the father, Jumar Edwards.
All right. You stay with Asia sometimes. Yeah. Okay. What can you tell me about this whole situation?
I can't tell you like so much, but from Wednesday night until the morning she passed, that's all I.
Okay. All right.
I was at Asia's waiting for her to come back from work, like, cause I always babysit the baby and stuff. Not her baby, but my baby. When she goes to work and stuff, she take Jewel to grandma's, and she get off like around 8:30, and she get home like 8:45. Sometimes 9 o'clock, sometimes. And
you're talking in the evening?
Yeah, nighttime.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
And I have the baby. I asked Asia because I have the baby at her house while she's at work, so I don't have to have my mom at my mom's house because I always play the video game down there, and I smoke outside sometimes. And I don't want to have to take the baby out there and stuff, so I just stay to her house, no smoking until I get done with the baby.
Okay, all right.
Okay, so
you keep you keep your baby at Asia's place.
Yeah. Instead of taking the mom's place because she has her own bed down there. And stuff
okay.
Like
okay, all right.
And she came, Asia and Jewel, they came from Jewel grandma's. And I was getting my stuff, like put my clothes on, getting ready to leave. And something like Jewel saying that she had to use the restroom or either boo-boo. I don't remember one. I mean, throw up, either boo-boo, which one, I don't remember exactly. And I come on, you can go to the bathroom. And she like she was about to throw up, and I was get in the toilet. I looked the toilet up, she pooped in the toilet. Then like I was telling Asia, like she's acting like she don't want to throw up. Like, and then she just stepped back. She was standing there like letting the throw up build back up again, and she let it all out on the floor. I said, Asia, look, she like a little bit of blood. Like I said, call her grandma and see what she ate over there. And she called her grandma. Her grandma's trying to get a little bit of rowdy, a little bit. Like, what are you calling me for? Asking me what did she eat? Like, well, we're asking that because she's sitting here throwing up and it looked like blood is in her throat.
Right.
So we didn't think anything of it because every time her sickness, her asthma, she's always like when she threw up, she'll always puke up a little bit of blood. It'll never be a whole bunch of blood. Like just a little
So there's always a little bit with the vomit.
Yeah. So we didn't think anything of it. We're asking, you okay? She was like, yeah, I'm okay. My tummy hurts. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna lay down. So thinking, I was saying, the throwing up got her a little drowsy. So we let her lay down, and I went on about my business to my mom's. And then Thursday morning, Asia had to go to.
So you're talking about Wednesday night. This all happened Wednesday night, and around
Thursday morning,
just before 9 or so.
Yeah.
Okay, so you left and you're gone for the rest of the night.
Yeah.
Okay.
And a little bit before Asia got home from her meeting, on Thursday morning, my cousin was babysitting the kids for Asia, and I get there and Asia, she was just pulling up, and I'm like, man, something wrong. I didn't get to the house and see that, you know what I'm saying, the situation going back, and you know what I'm saying, my system was telling me to go down here and check on the kids. Mm-hmm. So I go down there, get in there, the baby sleeping. I'm like, oh, she's sleeping. I call Asia, when you coming home, babe? You know what I'm saying? She's like, I'll be there in a little bit. So I sit outside and wait for her to get there. And when she get there, Jewel had a doctor's appointment at 10:15. I was helping mom get her dressed and stuff. And with mom, we lifted her to put her, cause we always let her sleep how she wants. She had her jumpers on and stuff. And we were putting her on clothes. When mom picked her up out of the bed, she kind of like threw her head back, like as if like either she was sleeping or either she was losing consciousness or something. So I said, Asia, what's wrong with her? And we were calling her name. She was responding and stuff. So I'm like, dang, like you didn't hurry up and get her to the doctor's appointment. And then a guy that was walking down the sidewalk, I guess he seen, like, cause we had a door open, getting our stuff. And it started freaking Asia out. Like, I'm like, calm down, babe. Please calm down. Yo, we gotta call the ambulance and make sure everything's okay with her. So now she's like, no, my baby. I'm like, oh man, I gotta go through this. So the guy, he's like, you want me to call the ambulance? Like, I really don't know him, so I don't want him in our business. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just in case we do take a loss.
In other words, he heard Asia being upset.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he was like, you want me to call? Like, I was like, man, yeah, sure, please hurry up. Could you call the ambulance? So he's talking to the ambulance, whatever. They're like asking him, I guess, his whereabouts and stuff, like what's going on. So I just tell him that you're walking up the sidewalk and you just see an innocent person need help. Like, that's all. So he explaining that to him or whatever. And then the ambulance get there. Well, before the ambulance even get there, I got on the phone with the paramedic, the 911 caller.
Right.
I get on the phone with them, and she's trying to direct me to do what's it called when you?
Oh, the CPR.
Yeah, CPR. And I'm telling her on the phone, like, ma'am, I don't want to touch her because she's already losing her breath, and I don't want to be the cause of doing anything to her. Okay. The 911, she was like, put your finger up. No, I'm not touching her nose. I'm not doing anything to her. I was just really hold her until the ambulance get here. And I heard the ambulance getting closer and closer. So I'm telling the caller, like, ma'am, the ambulance is getting closer. What can I do? What can I do? She's like, stay on the phone. I was like, ma'am, please, no, please, what can I do? She was like, just stay on the phone. I was like, I don't want to say it, but our baby is dying on us, man, right here in our face. Like, what can I do? Please. So now I'm about to start crying and getting all dramatic and stuff. Now I'm like, oh man, like, please, no. Then the baby, like, she threw up some vomit. It went down my back, but it wasn't like, you know how you throw up and it's like chunks of throw up? Mm-hmm. It was just like liquid, just went down my back and it went all down the crack of my bottom and stuff. I'm like, whoa, what the heck was that? Right. When I eased her up to check on her, I see her that, I'm like, oh my God, please don't tell me this baby just died on my shoulders. I took her right to the ambulance. I run her with her to the ambulance. I give her to the ambulance. I think she's dying.
So she threw up in other words, she had been in the back seat and then you had picked her up?
Yeah. That was during the time. She was in the back seat when the 911 caller was trying to explain me how to do the CPR. The CPR whole thing was just driving me crazy. I didn't touch anything. And then that's when the ambulance pulled up and I hung up on the 911 caller because like I was getting frustrated with her trying to tell me what to do and then I'm trying to listen to see how it goes. Yeah. Okay. So I hang up on her and I run to the ambulance and that was the last time I was on a call with her. I met the 911 caller and then I gave the baby to the ambulance and they took her to the ambulance and then they just had to sit
go back a minute. You're saying she was in the back seat. When you picked her up is when she threw up?
Yeah. I picked her up like she was on her back. I lifted her easily. Okay. And did her like this and I was, you know what I'm saying? Like, do a newborn. You okay? Right. I'm talking to her. Next thing you know, I feel her throw up on me. I'm like, whoa.
But that's what I'm saying. And this was right before the ambulance pulled up. In other words,
Yes,
you
sir.
were
Yes,
walking
sir.
her
Yes,
over
sir.
to the ambulance at that
Yes, sir.
point,
Yes,
right
sir.
after she threw up.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
All right.
So, just to clarify, the night before, Jewel was puking. The next day, she's not responding when they're trying to wake her up. This is when Jumar picks her up, carries her on his shoulder, and takes her out to the ambulance. Now, if you want more details, I did make a true crime video on this where I go through the whole story in detail. Link to that is in the description. But let's keep going.
Cause I was like, oh man, I'm over it. Like, oh, please breathe. And then I was like, damn, what if I sit up? So I eased her up, and that's when she threw up. And then that seemed like the ambulance just fell right there, right here. He just bring her to me. Like the ambulance was right there. I took her.
So when you picked her up, did you feel? Could you tell? Was she still breathing? I mean, could you tell? Or?
I don't know, cause mom, she was like back and forth to the car. She was steady trying to check, and so she's got me trying to. I can't get a chance to check her or anything.
Right.
But mom said she wasn't breathing, so that's what drove me even way worse. That's when I picked her up. That's when she puked down my back, and then that's when the ambulance came.
Okay, and you said that when she threw up, it was just look.
It was like the color of this or either your
the
top.
legal tape, yellow. Was there any? Did you notice any blood in that?
No, but that's what I said. It wasn't any blood or anything. Like
there was no blood in that.
Yeah, it wasn't nothing at all.
Tell me about this thing. I know DCF had another case alleging you did something back in. I'm sorry.
No, I said DCF. They took our 6 month. We have me and Asia together. We have a 6 month old baby. They took her from us and stuff.
Yeah, that happened over the weekend. It was all
No, actually, it happened the next day, I believe. Hours later.
Okay. Yeah. Well, what about this thing with DCF back in December?
Oh, Jewel. She sometimes when she get mad or something, she'll do something to herself, and she bit her lip, and she had to get stitches, I believe, in her lip. And that was the last thing DCF had.
How did you come in the picture on that? Because there was some mention that maybe you had hit her or something.
Oh yeah, her grandma. She I believe her grandma doesn't like me because me and her are together and stuff. And I believe Jewel, she loved me. I always bought her stuff and stuff like that. Like make sure she's comfortable because I'm not her dad, so I want to make sure she's comfortable with me around her. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I try to candy everything. I give her anything she wants. Now, here, this you. But one time, I believe Jewel's grandmother, I don't want to say she forced her to say it, but I believe she said something that I did something or something. And mom was like, no way, I barely even leave him with her. So I know that's a lot. But the whole time, grandma had spanked her butt about pottying in the bed or something. And like the way Jewel acts when she come home, it's like she's kind of sketchy about doing anything because she's usually like a active baby. She want to play with everything and stuff. But when she goes to grandma's come back, it's kind of shaky, like grandma been fort. Like, you know what I'm saying? How would you say, you get in trouble too much? Like when someone yells at you so much, yeah, it's like a situation like that. I'm not saying grandma just hits on her or anything, but it's probably like the voice that got her or something that traumatized a little bit that kind of didn't want her to do anything.
So you think that, you think grandma was a little bit more hard on her? So
yeah. Grandma was a little more hard on her. That's how I said it.
In other words, she didn't let her get away with anything?
Yeah, no. She was hard on her and she didn't let her get away with anything, just how you said.
Well, how did she discipline her? Do you know? Or
no, I never ever goes over there. I just pull up with mom.
So you didn't go over there and pick her up at any point?
Yeah, I go over there with mom, but I never get out the car and go in the house or anything.
Okay.
No.
All right. Okay. Did you discipline her all yourself?
No, I didn't see the way I'm not going to say the way I was raised, but coming up, my dad, he was always in trouble and stuff. So I always had someone going with my mom and I never respected that. So I never ever, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
With me putting my hands on her, disciplining her, that would hurt me. That would hurt me because it's not my child. And I never was hit on by anyone else besides my mom or either my dad. So I can't take it to that level.
So Asia's the one and
if she's with me and Asia's disciplined. I'm not touching her at all. I don't know.
And how does Asia usually discipline?
Just nothing too serious. See, Joy, you can kind of get a little loud and she'll like, oh, I'm in trouble, and she'll sit tight. But I don't know. I don't know. Hitting her wise, mom wasn't on that. Mom, that wasn't mom. Mama more, I'll say mama, like baby cried to her before she put her hands on, like, baby, no, why did you do this and that? She hitting her. That wasn't mom. That wasn't mom at all.
Anybody else you're aware of that had interaction with Jewel? I mean, family or otherwise?
I don't know. When she leave with mom and she go over there grandma's, I don't know who. Cause I don't conversate with her side, like grandma's and all. I don't call and check on her and stuff. That's mom does that, and I don't know. You know what I'm saying, if she be around anyone else or anything. So I wouldn't know about that.
So when was the last time you said you were over there on Wednesday night?
Yeah.
How about were you over there on Monday and Tuesday at all?
I wasn't there, but I woke up and she took them to school, and I seen them before they go to school and stuff. They go to school like about
so just
about 8 probably.
So it's briefly in passing.
Yeah, I don't really get time to sit there because
you didn't stay over there either one of the Monday night or Tuesday night. You didn't stay over there.
Situation. I told her I don't need, like, it wasn't anything serious with DCF and me being around the kids, but with me, you know what I'm saying, I had a little petty and misdemeanor warrant or whatever. I didn't want to be around the kids with the warrant or anything, so I just told her, you know what I'm saying, I would just keep my distance until I handle what I have to handle. Because I didn't have any funds to just go to jail and bond out, because I didn't know if I was going to have to sit in there or anything. So I just kind of like, not went on a run, but I kind of like hold it off. I talked to my lawyer and stuff. He told me, let me know when you're ready to process. So I had to go out and try my hardest, cutting a couple of yards and stuff with my uncle and stuff. He helped me out. I don't know how much my bond was. My mom helped me out with that.
Okay.
So I didn't get it, but the money I was getting from that, I was helping Asia take care of the kids and stuff.
Okay. Is your warrant taken care of? Did you get that resolved?
Yeah. I went last night. Like,
oh, you did?
Like 3:00 this morning. I got it like 8.
Because I know somebody said last week they thought you had a warrant. So.
Yeah, like this morning we went to court for the DCF situation with our little baby. One of the ladies was in there, like, she was trying to be nasty, like, oh, he still has a warrant. He's been running. She's trying to make it seem like as if like the cops came to the house and I took off running from him and stuff. Like, okay. The way the DCF lady is, she's trying to be hard on us. Like, she's not trying to, know what I'm saying? Even though it's a bad situation right now, know what I'm saying? You guys have to investigate and stuff, but it's more going on, know what I'm saying, with the family. We're taking a big loss. Like, it's 2 kids going at one time. Like,
and I know. And I mean, you do understand the situation with your child, why that whole, and I know that's tough to deal with, but
yeah, it's real tough.
Until this whole thing gets resolved, I mean, you know, they're still trying to figure out exactly what happened.
Yeah.
How any kind of injuries were caused.
Yeah, that's what me and mom keep trying to see. We're trying to get I told mom, well, we need to try to get a new autopsy or get someone else to do autopsy. And could we see it? Because when she first passed and she called the next day to the hospital to get autopsy, they told her there wasn't autopsy. But when she went to the hospital, the same day it happened, they told her that the autopsy will be waiting on her tomorrow morning. And she called tomorrow morning and they told her, oh, there's no autopsy. So she waited later that evening. She called, they told her again. She called the next day. They still told her that. And then that's when they were talking. What happened? Wednesday? No, Thursday morning.
Yeah, Thursday morning.
I think it was Saturday. I think, or either Friday, late Friday. The detectives. I don't know which one. The detectives
late Friday. Yeah,
the detectives said that they were changing it to a homicide or something like that. And then that's when I was like, what the hell? We need to get this situated. I'm going Sunday to take care of my one, and I'll help you with anything you need.
Okay.
That's
okay. All right. And that's what it's come down to at this point, is try to find out.
Yeah, what happened? Because I want
what happened, why, how she died.
I love her like my baby. Like, I've been with her mom for 2 years. That's just like, it's not my baby, but basically it is.
Right.
I'm not going to say I do more to her dad, but I see her more than she see her dad. Because
how's your relationship with her dad? I mean,
we never like, we see each other, but I see him, I just, you know what I'm saying, speak. We never have had any conversation until now the situation happened with Jewel.
Okay.
And I talked to him and stuff.
So never really any confrontation, anything on a daily basis, nothing like that, nothing that comes up. Okay. So, I mean, you're telling me there's never been any time when you're having a problem with Jewel where you hit her accidentally?
I never. See, me, I'm the type of person, if she'll get in trouble, I stop mom from being on her. I'll pick her up or play with her or something so mom won't be all in her face or something. I never like kids getting in trouble for some reason. I don't know why. It could be any kid. I can see you with your kid.
So you're trying to diffuse the situation.
Yeah, I can see you with your child and you could be yelling at your child. I'm like, man, dang, don't do him like that. You know what I'm saying? I'll help him out. Like, I don't know. I don't like kids getting in trouble at all or hitting on or anything.
Well, I mean, did Asia frequently get angry with Jewel at all? Or, I mean, would you say it was frequently or not necessarily all the time?
I want to say that me and Asia, we're not no mean people. We're not always mad. We're more of a happy person. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Happy people. We're like the type to play with the kids more than be mad at them.
And what she was saying too with Jewel was sick frequently. So
see, when I first met Asia and I first called myself, you know what I'm saying, we were having our get-togethers and run-ins and started talking and stuff. Like the baby, I was like, "What's wrong? Why your baby's always throwing up?" She was like, "I don't know, that's her asthma. That's what she used to always tell me." I was like, "Man, that's more than asthma. I used to have asthma. I didn't throw up that much." And she was like, "My baby always threw up." Like, well, as we get to going, I said, "Oh yeah, she's always sick and stuff. Yeah." And then like I always tell her like when she go to the hospital, the doctor's appointments and stuff, she's still sick. Like they didn't give her the right medicine or something. Like she'll be not sick probably for like 4 days at the most, probably if that. She'll get back sick all of a sudden.
So you're thinking even though they were giving us medication, it wasn't really helping?
It could have been, sir. It could have been working. It could have been working.
Would you say? I mean, how often did you see like when Jewel ate or something?
She eat a lot, but she's the type. Okay, you can put a big plate in front of her right now. She'll pinch off. Then all of a sudden she'll throw up. I'm like, you don't want it anymore? She's like, no, don't force you. We're not going to force you to eat anymore. You're okay. For some reason, every time she eat, when her stomach get to a certain amount, she'll throw up everything for some reason. I always ask Mom, why did she do that? Mom never knew.
So you're saying that happened quite often?
Yeah, she throws up quite often. Sometimes, like, it'll probably happen, like, probably like about a week straight, probably. She'll be throwing up after her meals, and we'll take her to the doctor, like, what the hell? Like, why she's throwing up all her food? And no,
and they still couldn't.
Yeah, I guess they couldn't find out what's happening, or either they were just, that's just her system. How could her system be with her throwing up her food? You really need food to survive. I don't understand.
And would you say was she gaining weight? I mean, you said you've been around for a couple of years. Was she
like you know what I'm saying? As me being around, she was getting a little taller. She was gaining a little weight, but then like probably like about 2-3 weeks ago, she lost so much weight. Like she had got sick. I don't know what was the sickness. I think Mom said, I think it was her insides matter of fact, it was from when I think she bit into her lip or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
She couldn't eat and it kind of knocked off her appetite a little bit. And then so when she got over her illness of her lip, she was kind of like back to eating regular, like getting back full and stuff. And then I think something else had happened with her asthma recently. Like probably like a week or so before she passed.
Okay.
Because she was real weak and we had her stand at her grandma's house. Cause Mom was dealing with we had just got our little baby 6 months. She got diagnosed with asthma. So we had to like basically like really like lock in on her real quick. So she don't get any, you know what I'm saying? Don't even lose it on us. So Mom, we back and forth. And then we're back, you know what I'm saying? Trying to get them back together, get both of them back together now. And then that's when Jewel passed on us.
So did Grandma have Jewel specifically for a certain amount of time? I mean, was she over there all the time?
Not
or
she have to. Grandma gets her because of Mom at work doing.
Well, I know
school.
you're saying for time though that when you're focused on the
little baby. I'm not gonna say she was just over there every single day. It's just certain days she was over there.
Okay. So it's more than it was normal. Just because of the situation with the younger child. Mm-hmm. Okay. Did you ever go to any of the doctor's appointments with Asia with children? No.
I only went with her to not even a couple. What today is? Monday. I think Monday or either Tuesday. Our little baby had a doctor's appointment. That's the only doctor's appointment I went to.
Okay. What was that?
I don't really go with her to her.
Was that at all children's or?
No, I was at on 17th Street.
Okay. Was she seeing the same doctor as Jewel?
I couldn't even tell you. I believe they do. Gross or something?
Dr. Gross.
Yeah, I believe they do.
Okay. So, I mean, how bad is her asthma? The younger one?
It's kind of bad, but her being so little, it's bad on her. I'll put it like that. But I never seen a newborn with asthma, so I don't know how bad it is or anything. So I'll just say it's bad on her. It's not.
Are they saying that is that hereditary or something, or just?
Say it again.
Is it hereditary? Is it something that Mom's had? I
used to have asthma. Okay. Mom has asthma now. I used to have asthma. I grew out of it, but Mom has asthma now. So and I think Mom's side of the family has asthma because I know for a fact Mom's brother has asthma, and I think a couple more people in her family have asthma. But I know for a fact her brother and her dad asked about the baby.
Okay.
And I grew out of it.
Anything else you can tell me?
No,
That'll
sir.
be helpful.
No, sir. When will we know if it like?
Well, we got to try to, as soon as we can. I got to meet with the medical examiner and got to see what's going on and see,
Did mom already ask you about the autopsy or something like that?
Yeah, I mean, she's definitely insisted. She wants to know what happened. She
Yeah,
wants
me
to know
too.
why did Jewel die?
Yeah, and then Jewel, grandma, the way she's talking, man, she's talking like I don't know, like something happened to her and no one's saying something or something like that. Like, I don't know what it is. I keep telling mom, like, just know what I'm saying, just keep dissing away, cause mom, she's the type, like, if she hear, if she hears something, she's ready to, who said it and stuff. Mom, right now, she's just ready to be so mean. I tell her that you gotta chill.
Yeah, and the grandma that Jewel was staying with is her dad's mother, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So, in your opinion, how's Asia's relationship with her?
They're great. They,
okay.
When she go over there and pick up the baby there,
yeah,
conversation
she
and
said
stuff.
The dad usually has some contact with her.
Yeah, that's great.
So,
yeah, that's great.
So, as far as you know, there's really
everything's
no
great.
problems there.
Yeah, everything's great. So far, I see. What I've been saying, what I know, put it like that.
Okay. All right. Give me a minute. I'm sorry, but I have to verify that warrant issue's been taken care of.
Okay.
So only verify that and we're all done, okay?
Could I sit out there or I have to stay?
No, just hang here for a minute. It'll only take a second, all right?
I just got out this morning, like 8. I didn't even get anything. The only thing I have on different is 8 pants.
What was it for? What was your one for?
Battery toucher scrap. And I wasn't even like fighting anyone or anything. Me and Asia, we got into an argument while her aunt was on the phone. Mm-hmm. And I was like, what are you calling aunt for? What can she do? And her aunt was like, oh, what can I do? I'll call the cops and tell her that you just hit her. Like, but I really didn't hit her. That's why the warrant was so misdemeanor. That's why I was a misdemeanor warrant.
Oh, and they arrested you for that?
Yes, sir. Because when she called, I wasn't there to see their face and let them know my part of the story too. So they issued out a warrant for me.
Okay. All right. Let me check. Let me just second. No, too tight or you're okay?
Yeah, he put it kind of tight.
Is it kind of tight?
Yeah.
And now?
Yeah, that's good.
Right. All right. You went to first appearance about an hour or so ago, right? You read your rights before that, correct? So you know your rights. You understand you don't have to talk to him, but you asked to speak to me, right?
Yeah, I don't understand how, still came to jail and, basically it's, all the questioning, it's, still my fault, basically.
Well, there were 2 people in the house that night, you and Asia.
Yeah.
So, you guys know what happened, I don't.
It's not, I hate when you guys say that. It's like you guys saying basically that we did it to her. Basically, that's what
you somebody did it. It had to happen in that house. That's what I'm saying.
We got her medical records and it says a cardiac arrest. You can't make anyone have a cardiac arrest.
What do you mean cardiac arrest? I mean, that's what she eventually died from, but that's not what.
That's what I'm saying. I don't understand.
Do you understand the injury she had? Do you understand that at all?
They didn't give us any, what it's called, autopsy or whatever it's called.
No, they haven't done the full report on that yet. But I've explained to Asia what the injuries are. Last time I talked to her, she's telling me to go talk to you.
She never told me.
She never told you? Okay.
She never told me what you guys said.
The broken ribs, her liver was crushed, was lacerated and crushed.
What is,
and that's how she ended up bleeding internally. And that's eventually what led to her death.
I'm saying how, the what did you say, the liver or something?
Yeah, the liver.
How was that even I'm saying puncture or whatever, how you said?
It was an injury she sustained to her abdomen. Somebody hit her in her abdomen.
I don't know who could have did that because she wasn't with us the whole 24 hours. She wasn't at the house for a whole 24 hours. I don't understand how.
What are you saying, 24 hours?
Like, she wasn't with us a whole complete 24 hours.
No, it had nothing to do with 24 hours. She was
I know,
there
I'm not saying that.
about after 9 o'clock, though.
All of it. So, somewhat, yeah.
Okay. But, you remember when you first came in here and talked to me on a couple of days after it happened? You didn't even tell me that James was over there that night.
I never said it. I never said James was there. You're right. I never said he was there. But he wasn't actually there. He just came and stopped by for a second and left.
Right.
It wasn't like he was literally there. I didn't know I had to tell you guys if someone stopped by for half a second.
I understand, but it turned out to be pretty important because of a couple of things. Number one, he sees Jewel. What was happening that night when James was there? Do you remember?
I was taking her bath.
Okay, you're giving her a bath.
Yeah.
And what else happened? You remember? Remember what else was said at all?
What you mean what was said?
Jumar,
you saying what was said? What was said about what? Like,
well, I'm not going to tell you what James told me. You need to give. You're wanting to talk. You need to tell me
James, listen, James didn't tell you guys anything for you guys to be making it seem like he just told something that basically is saying that I did something to him. Basically.
But Jewel is okay when he's there.
Yeah, she was okay. It wasn't nothing wrong.
Okay. She was okay when he was there. She was alive and you're giving her a bath, right?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. So what happened after James left?
What you mean what happened?
Well, that's what I'm asking you. What happened?
Nothing, no, like, basically you guys saying after James left, we did something to her, basically. And that's not what happened.
Well, tell me what happened.
She took a bath. When she got out of the bath, she got in her bed. Night. I don't understand. You guys basically saying what me and my girl had.
She got in her bed?
She went to sleep. She got in her bed and went to sleep.
What bed did she get in?
The little thing that I showed you, the little pallet that I made.
Okay. So she slept on the floor that night on a pallet?
Yeah.
Okay.
I showed you guys all that.
No, you didn't show me. I think you may have shown the deputy might have been out there that morning. Do you recall doing that? I mean, is that basically what you're saying?
I don't know. They didn't let me go in the house. I was sitting on the porch the whole time. They didn't never let me. I was just talking to them, just like
Okay. All right. So you're saying you didn't see anything happen at all that night?
She like happened like as in what? You basically like you instead of saying see something happen, what could possibly happen to her? I understand.
But you see where we're coming from. She had injuries that caused her death.
I know, but me and my girl, we didn't do any injuries to her.
Jumar, that can't be true.
How it can't be true?
Because
I don't understand.
The injuries she had happened in that house.
How? How do you know that?
Because the doctor said she couldn't have been acting normally with those injuries.
She was acting normally. You guys believe that? You believe in the doctor? Do you guys believe that?
What do you mean she was acting normal?
She wasn't doing what's not normal. Like, I don't understand. Like, it's not like she was crying or anything or like that. She just, I love you too. Good night. It wasn't anything like, oh, she got beaten and then she got put to sleep. Come on, man. I don't want to do that to kids. I don't want to do that to anyone. I don't understand.
Well, something happened that night.
Well, I didn't do anything to her. My girl didn't do anything to her. I know that for a fact.
That's absolutely it's not true.
Okay, you can say that all you want.
I'm just telling you it's not true.
I understand what you're saying.
Based on the injuries and evidence we have at this point, that's not a true statement. Okay, I'm telling you that it's not a true statement.
I don't understand. Well, I didn't do anything. And my girl didn't do anything to her, and I know.
I'm just telling you that the injuries she sustained was what caused her death. It wasn't from anything natural. You understand what I'm saying? It wasn't anything natural causes.
Yeah.
The injury to her liver is what eventually led to her bleeding. Okay.
Yeah.
So I know you know something. Why did you call the sheriff's office that morning at 6 o'clock in the morning asking about turning yourself in on the warrant?
Because I had a warrant that I've been supposed to turn myself in for. What do you mean?
Well,
that don't even make sense. You saying that? What do you mean?
Because the timing that you called
crazy.
them. I mean, the morning she dies. I mean, come on.
It happened before she died. What are you talking about? I called before she passed. What are you talking about? I was supposed to turn myself in and I overslept. So, like, I don't understand.
You're saying you're going to turn yourself in on that particular day?
Yeah.
Okay.
That morning. She died on a Thursday. I was going to turn myself in that Thursday.
Okay.
At 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning. And I overslept.
Okay. All right. What was the phone calls you made to your mom like 3 o'clock in the morning?
I was calling her to see if she can get me up.
Okay. All right.
Basically, I'm done talking. You're basically saying I did something to someone that I didn't do. I'm done talking. Could you take me back?
All I'm saying is...
I'm done talking. I don't want to hear what you got to say, sir.
Okay.
Okay. You're not understanding me. It's basically you're telling me I did it, and I don't want to hear that. I didn't do anything. No.
I'm not saying you did it.
I'm
saying somebody did it.
I'm hearing on neglect charge. Like basically, you're saying
I'm saying somebody did it.
Yeah, basically, you're saying me and my girl did it, and we didn't do anything to her.
Do you understand why you're here on the neglect charge?
No.
Okay. Because no one got her medical attention.
How no one got her medical attention? I don't understand.
She's dying and nobody's calling the doctor. Nobody's calling 911 to get her help.
She had a doctor's appointment that same morning. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
At 10 o'clock in the morning. What are you talking about? I don't understand.
Yeah.
And she died before she got to her doctor.
Right. But the night before, she's throwing up blood.
It was not like she threw up a whole stupid blood. Like, it's just a little tiny bit. Like, and she called her grandma. Asia called her grandma, asked her what happened. And she just blasted off like, what the fuck you mean? Like, all this other stuff. Like, I don't understand why she's not here too. Like, why she's not in jail?
Who?
Her grandma.
Why would I bring her grandma in jail?
Why are you bringing us to jail? I don't understand.
Because I've told you.
I'm done talking. I don't want to even talk anymore. Could you take me back, please?
Yeah, I'll take you
please,
back. Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
So, after all the police interviews and the evidence gathered, Asia was sentenced to 10 years in prison. She has since been released. Jumar was sentenced to 15 years in prison. He gets released in 2026. Comment, tell me what you think.